Good morning, everyone. How's it going? As you can see, I'm on my way over to the clinic, and today is a day that it's my what we call Happy Little Friday. That's a little joke we have at our pre-shift huddle when we talk before we start with the team. We say Happy Little Friday. We say that on Thursday because Thursday is really our last busy day of the week, and then Friday is like a morning half day that Dr. Zach, my associate doctor, sees patients that morning. But today is Happy Little Friday for me because I'm heading out of town tomorrow for a little family getaway. And this is the first time I've left since February because of all the COVID garbage. We're driving, we're not flying. And the moral of the story is, how is it that I feel totally confident and comfortable leaving for a week and a half and not having the numbers in the clinic tank significantly and come back and have it pick up right where I left off? How do I feel confident doing that? Because we have systems, and I have an awesome associate doctor, Dr. Zach, and I will cover for him just the same. And this is a discussion about the importance of having more than one doctor in your practice, which is nice because then you can actually step out. But it's also a discussion of having systems that your patients are not totally dependent on the chiropractor only for their experience and their services that they do in your clinic. Let me explain. When a patient comes in and sees you, if you only adjust them, if that's it, and they just love how you adjust them, and they say, oh, Dr. Mike, he just knows how, I need to get adjusted. I'm so difficult to adjust, and I don't want to see any other doctors. I'll just wait till he comes back. And maybe they're in a care plan and they're supposed to be coming in twice a week. And now Dr. Mike goes out of town. They don't want to come in. Now they miss 3 visits in the clinic, let's just say. And they just try to pick up where you leave off when Dr. Mike comes back in town. Well, you might say, well, it's the same number of visits. They'll make it up later. It'll carry out further. It goes back to that old Popeye thing, I think it's Popeye, isn't it? Where he says, I'd rather get a hamburger, I will pay you for a hamburger tomorrow or something like that, for a hamburger today. I don't remember that reference exactly, but the reference is speaking about that you want to render a service today. You want to get reimbursed for a service today. You don't want to have to put it off for next week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks later. You know why? Because your rent doesn't do that. Your payment on your x-ray equipment doesn't do that. Your payment on your EHR software doesn't do that. No one else waits. Payments are due every single week, every single month. They don't give you a week or 2 weeks delay because you're going on vacation and patients aren't coming in and it pushes back everything 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't happen. So you want stuff to keep coming in even when you're gone. And how do you do that? You have to have great systems, and you have to have departments in your clinic. You have to have other people that are rendering services to your patients under the oversight of a doctor, of a chiropractor that's still in office. And so we have that. Dr. Zach does a great job with our patients. But there's some patients that maybe just don't feel comfortable getting adjusted yet because of where they're at in their care from anyone else but their original doctor. This could happen with someone that sees Dr. Zach initially. They don't want to see me, with me not wanting to see him, vice versa. So worst case scenario with that, what do? You say, well, let's not put your rehab on hold. Let's not lose any progress with what you're doing functional movement wise. Or if, like in our clinic, we do traction as well, curve correction traction. So it's a double whammy where I say, look, I don't want you to lose progress traction wise, functional movement wise. So if you really just don't feel comfortable getting adjusted from anyone other than me, get into the clinic, do the other services. At least keep up on that. And I have a handful of patients that are doing that in my absence. They're going to be coming into the clinic and they're going to do their functional movement, their rehab, their traction, but they're not going to get adjusted because they ultimately just don't feel comfortable. That's a small minority, but guess what? They're still coming into the clinic, so that's great. And then we have the majority of the patients that are fine, because even if seeing another doctor is going to be a little bit different, they have so many other things in that visit that is similar and familiar and comfortable for them that they wouldn't want to miss that visit. If they're in the clinic and let's say 5 minutes, 7 minutes at most is getting checked and adjusted, but another 30 minutes is an exercise, maybe 35, 40, and another 20 minutes is in traction, and they know all the other staff and they're comfortable with everyone else. It's kind of like them seeing multiple providers and you're just one of the providers. And if one of the providers is out, why should they not see anyone else? So it is part of the beauty of having departmentalization in your clinic. It's something we talk about in the book, Move Now Secrets. There's a whole chapter called departmentalization. And I talk about that concept. I did a post on this last week talking about the power of departmentalization. And it really helps in the times where you want to take a break, where you want to step out, right? So anyway, with that said, if you are in practice and you are doing some rehab, but you feel like it's more of an added service, it's not part of your core way that you take care of patients, meaning it's like, hey, you want to do some ultrasound, want to do some electrical stimulation, want to do some functional rehab, you want to go do some stretching. Like, if it's just this add-on service, if you're at that point and you want to know if there's a better way, there is a better way. And our systems help you with the better way, because the better way is speaking the language to your patients that this is a congruent process of segment, posture, movement. All three of these things need to be addressed. That's why your patient is not stable. That's why they're having a problem getting the results that they want. That's why they're not resonating with your care, because it's not addressing all three of those pieces, which certainly a couple of those they can relate to quite easily. Movement, very easy for people to relate to. Posture, people understand posture for the most part, easy to relate to. Segment, that's like a foreign language and you have to really teach them a whole lot about it. And that's the crazy thing. That's what we as chiropractors are trying to start with everyone, is segment. We're starting with this thing that's so foreign, segment. And some people align with it very quickly. Some people it takes longer. Some people don't buy into it because they say, well, I don't hear about this everywhere else, so how come you're the only one talking about it? But when you tie it into posture, yeah, they get posture. They understand that poor posture, looks bad, right? And then you're going to teach them, well, poor posture actually causes a decreased life expectancy, and there's research to back that up. Poor posture puts abnormal mechanical tension on the spinal cord, which affects your nervous system, which shuts down your body's health, which is a problem. And then movement's easy for them to buy into. Why is that? Because it's everywhere. It's everywhere. They can feel it. They can see it. They can experience on a daily basis if they're moving poorly. So they're on board with movement. So anyway, the point of it is if you have a rehab area department in your clinic and it's not rocking and rolling like ours is, it's because you're missing that language and you're missing the resources and that cohesive message. Watch our demo and you'll see how we do it. It'll give you a better idea if this is your cup of tea. Demo.movenowyou.com. It's 30 minutes. Go through it, check it out. And you might watch it and go, wow, this is amazing. You guys have spent so much time and energy building this. Great ideas. And you might want to be the 0.0001% that says, great, I want to take all those ideas and build it myself. Go for it. If you want to, go for it. It took us about 6 years of working triple time. So if you're able to work, 80 plus hours a week and do this for the next 6 years, do it, figure it out, do it. We'll give you some good ideas. It might save you a year or two because we've already hashed out a lot of the ideas. Or if you don't want to do that, then you join our program. You become part of Move Now University. You become a Move Now chiropractor, and then you get access to all the resources. You get access to me to ask questions. You get access to our stellar team, our office manager, Brandy, our exercise therapist, David, multiple people who are resources that train up your team. And we have a whole program on how to implement this in 12 weeks. And then on the other side, if you have zero exercise in practice at all, you're an adjustment-only practice, or maybe you're just doing a couple things, you do just passive stuff and you want to do active stuff, you don't know how to do it, this is the way to do it. This is the best formula to do it. It didn't exist before we built it. I couldn't find anything that was turnkey for a chiropractic clinic, so we built it for us. We never built it with the intention of sharing this pot of gold with anyone else, but we decided that it's too good to keep to ourselves. And I'll tell you what, we've had a lot of fun working with other chiropractors and training up other clinics and watching them experience and see the same success that we see. I'm pulling up to my clinic right now. I'm backing in. Always back in. You know why? Because then you can get out quicker. That's what my dad taught me. Thanks, Dad. All right. Anyway, check out the demo. I'm here at the clinic. Time to start rocking and rolling, seeing patients. Demo.movenowU.com. We'll see you next time.